It was a really, 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 cannot emphasize, really nice weekend that we had. You were down at the beach. I know I went to a softball game for colleagues, but then stayed outdoors for a little bit of time. It's going to be a little bit different, though, in parts of this week, and those with allergies need to kind of listen up.
Extreme high levels of pollen right now. We knew those pollen levels were going to be coming up, but I'll tell you, extreme right now. Sycamore, elm, birch, juniper, they're all contributing pollen right now. So that is an issue. I wanted to take a look, first of all, kind of the big picture and looking out to the west. This is something we mentioned a little earlier. In Hawaii, they're having record amounts of rain, like several months worth of rain. I think it was 3 months worth of rain in a 24-hour period. That triggered widespread flooding on Oahu and some of the other islands, Maui and the Big Island, seeing quite a bit of rain as well. But in Oahu specifically, there was some of the worst flooding they've seen in 20 years. I wanted to show you kind of that bigger pattern because it kind of plays in to a degree with what we're going to be seeing here. Not that we're looking at those types of rain. In fact, we could use some rain, and it doesn't look like we're going to see anything significant for a while yet. But I just wanted to show you here as we take a quick look and start things out. Again, you see the dip here in the jet stream. Sarah, if you want to take this full, you can do this so I can kind of point in a little bit here. Down around the Hawaiian Islands, you've got this dip in this trough here, and that's, again, a very unstable, kind of a scenario where there's just a lot of moisture streaming across Hawaii. Then it comes up, and we were reporting some flooding up in the Cascades as well. So this moisture kind of, this atmospheric river, that's the term everybody out west always shudders when they hear that. You basically have a river of moisture streaming from Hawaii up into the Pacific Northwest. Record warmth out in the western U.S. for parts of that area last week. Talked about L.A., Southern California. We talked about some of the other issues going on, just a tremendous amount. And again, that video that you have up, that's from Hawaii, correct, Sarah? That is, that's some of the incredible amounts of flooding that they're seeing there. You think about how gorgeous. It's literally a paradise, Hawaii is. But in this pattern, they've been dealing with persistent rain. When we take a look at what's going on here in our part of the world, we do have this kind of dip in the jet, and I'll just shift this around a little bit so you can see how that's kind of dipping. We've got a cold front that pushed through this morning, and this sets up the big change here in Hampton Roads, and this is what I really want to talk to you about. Today, we started off with temperatures in the low 70s, upper 60s to low 70s, and now we are looking at temperatures closer to 60. We're actually going to see temperatures staying there and falling off later on. You'll see 61 in Virginia Beach, 61 in Norfolk. This is pretty much where we're going to hang for the next few hours and then turn cooler late. It is still a little bit warmer down to the south, Elizabeth City, back in towards Edenton, Ahoskie, Roanoke Rapids. Those areas will stay a little warmer with highs back into the lower to mid 70s, maybe even mid to upper 70s for a few spots where you don't get the influence of the chilly ocean and bay waters. Right now, though, those waters are actually in the 40s. So as nice as it was at the beach yesterday, and it was gorgeous with temperatures in the mid 80s for a high, 84 officially, that water temperature, oh man, I got in about ankle deep. I'm like, I'm good. Kids were out there playing in it, but not this kid, okay? This old dog was like, no, I want to sit out here on the beach. But anyway, we do have some clouds right now, and the winds, they've been a little breezy. You can see there's a frontal boundary that's pushing into the area, that boundary just off to our north. And it's actually, we've had a trough with the wind shift. You'll notice just a few light sprinkles here off to the north, very isolated. This is why we had that 20% chance. You could see just a few stray showers, one in Sussex, one it looks like over in York, and then another one up around Northampton and Accomack there up on the eastern shore. As we put in the winds, you can see the front is kind of down to the south now. And let me go ahead and pick up my pointer here so you can see kind of where that boundary is located, where the winds come together right in here. That's the trough. push of cooler air set to come in a bit later. But with winds coming in off the ocean, we are going to find those temperatures cooler, like upper 50s for Norfolk, 60 in Virginia Beach, while those inland areas here, as I mentioned, low to mid 70s, maybe even mid to upper 70s for a while around Edenton. Overnight tonight, skies mainly clear to partly cloudy. We'll see some high thin clouds tomorrow down south, but a decent amount of sunshine. Temperatures tomorrow, did you catch that? Staying in the 40s. We do warm it back up a little bit as we get into Wednesday, back to average, and then much warmer Thursday and Friday. We could look at these temperatures across the region, but they're a little misleading because we've already been there with the highs. Temperatures are actually going to fall. Partly cloudy to mainly clear overnight, and then tomorrow back up to near 49, low 50s inland. Now, it's going to be mostly sunny to partly sunny, some more high thin clouds down across North Carolina. For Wednesday, back to 62 and then low 70s Thursday and Friday. Another front comes through Friday, triggering some scattered showers, and then cooler weather for the weekend, 54 on Saturday, 59 on Sunday. So there you go. How about that, Eugene? Little up, little down.
Yeah, a little bit of a roller coaster or a seesaw. A seesaw is probably what we can best say. But you know what? Hey, I'll take it because if it's going to mean days like the ones we had last weekend, and we're getting closer and closer to those being consistent, this weekend was such a great taste.
It was.
Of what this area can be. Exactly. Yeah. It was a reminder. Yeah. It really, I felt like when I walked out and I was outside, it was the reminder that we all needed as to why we love the temperatures here in this area.
It's one of the most livable climates. It really is. Even though we have some inconveniences from time to time, we're certainly not free of uncomfortable or disruptive weather here, but we do generally have really nice conditions here in Hampton Roads, and it is one of the most livable climates in the country. Now, Sarah, I'm going to test Sarah's super producing capabilities.
Okay.
You're up for this challenge, right, Sarah? You going to give me some flex there? No? She's not sure yet. All right. Eugene, before I go, I want to talk to you guys. I mentioned the cool down coming this weekend. Sarah, as the producer also of the Weather Desk, what is going on this weekend somewhere in the region that is super, super cool to check out?
Is it the cherry blossom?
The cherry blossom. See, I knew she was so good. Now, if she's really, 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 really good, she might even be able to pull some video. I don't know if she can do that or not. But I can tell you what, the Cherry Blossom Festival is going to peak this weekend. All right, the actual peak dates, I believe it's supposed to peak right around the 29th of March. There are 6 different levels, and I just learned this from our super producer. I did not know this, but the National Park Service said there are like 6 different levels. Right now, the blossoms are at level 4. They are going to push towards level 6, which is the peak of the blossoms. There you go. Gosh, I knew she was so good. Brings a tear to my eyes, Sarah. Anyway, we are headed towards that peak bloom, which is going to start on Sunday. It can last for several days. And we get to level 6 when these hundreds of cherry blossom trees along the basin, they're in full bloom. When we get to 70%, roughly 70% of the trees are in full blossom at that point, or full bloom. That is considered the peak, that level 6. That happens this weekend. I can tell you, we were trying to get up to Northern Virginia to spend some time with my son. Mm-hmm. It's his birthday this weekend. And in the district, it was so hard to even find, like, you know, we have a trailer and we do some fun stuff, an RV. We were having problems finding places up in D.C. because so many folks come up for the peak of the blooms. But if you can get up there for a little bit, this is the weekend to check it out. It will be a little cooler up that way as well. Temperatures in the low 50s up around D.C., maybe even upper 40s to low 50s. So you want a jacket, but make sure you've got your camera phones fully charged up and ready, because the pictures up there during the Cherry Blossom Festival, they're spectacular.
Yeah, it is definitely the sight to see. I tried to get my mom, tried to get her to one of the spots over here in Virginia Beach last year, the year before last. But it was just too early. Yeah. Like, we thought we were right there, and they just hadn't quite
Yeah,
blossom yet.
that's a great point. Virginia Beach has its own Cherry
Yeah, it
Blossom
does.
Festival coming up, and we'll keep an eye out for that as well. But for the DC blossoms this weekend, expected to peak, and then it'll continue into early next week. So some gorgeous, gorgeous images that we'll be sharing with you from time to time, not only here on Live Impact News, but on 13 News Now, and also from the Weather Desk.
All right. Well, Craig, we appreciate you, man. A really good heads up for us. And listen, I love this time of year. We can talk about cherry blossoms and beach days potentially coming sooner and sooner.
The boys of
It's
summer
really good.
starting this week. Baseball is back. The MLB ready to go.
Well, if you were with us this weekend, you would know that WVEC's softball team has already kicked off its season because they had a great game. They lost, but a great game nonetheless over the weekend.
Now, wait a
And
minute.
that
You
was
don't say
another-
they had a great game. They lost.
They lost. But sometimes there's victory in losses. All right? It can be. Craig, we appreciate you,
who
man.
coached you, Eugene? I know that's not coming from your dad.
It's not. He would not say that. He would not say it.